Okay, so your first problem is going to be N2 plus H2 refers to NH3. So you'll look on your reactant side and you'll see which elements you have. And on your reactant side, you have the element nitrogen and hydrogen. So you look on your product side and you see if you also have those elements, if the elements are the same on both sides. And now you'll go back to your reactant side and you will see how many of those elements you have. And you have 2 of nitrogens and you will have 2 hydrogens. You do the same thing on your product side. You have 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogens. So you start off with your first element. You will try to balance out the first one. So nitrogen has 1 on this side and 2 on this side. So what you have to do is you will put a 2 as your coefficient, and now you have 2 nitrogen. But that affects your hydrogen, and you will have to do 2 times 3, which would be 6. Now your nitrogens are balanced out, but your hydrogens aren't. So what you'll have to do is, this side is actually, this problem is a little bit easier because your nitrogens and your hydrogens aren't together, but you'll just divide. Okay, 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, so now I can put a 3 as my coefficient, and so now you do your 3 times 2, and that gets you your 6. So now your equation is balanced out. So your original problem was N2 plus H2 and first 2 NH3. But now your balanced equation is N2 plus 3H2 and first 2 NH3. So now I'm going to do a little bit of a harder problem. It's KClO3 and first 2 KCl plus O2. So your elements are potassium, Cl, which is chlorine, and oxygen. So you do the same thing as your first problem. You will look on your reactant side and you will see how many of this element there are. There's only 1. The same thing for chlorine, that's 1, and oxygen is 3. Same thing your product side. Potassium 1, chlorine 1, oxygen 2. Now your potassium and your chlorine is balanced out. It's your oxygens. So what I usually do to help me out is I always try, if it's an odd number, if it's an odd and an even number, I always try to make the odd number even. So what I would do is I would put a 2 on my reactant side, and now I have 2 potassiums, 2 chlorines, but I have 6 of my oxygens. And I do the same thing on this side to balance it out. And this be a 2. So now I have 2 potassiums, 2 chlorines. Now what do I have to do to my oxygen to get it to balance out to the 6? So you do 6 divided by 2 and get you your 3. So you put a 3 as your coefficient. Now you multiply 3 times 2 which is 6. So now your equation is balanced out. Now your original problem was KClO3 infers to KCl plus O2. Now, your balance equation is 2KClO3 infers to 2KCl plus 3O2.